down to these two right now.
Well, Rocco with well over a 2-1 chip lead now. Marcelo picking up a decent hand here. King Jack of clubs. Going to raise it up to 80,000.
Yes, and Rocco Palumba with a Jack 9. He has been dominating all night long, everyone at the table, and he's going to speculate with his Jack 9.
He makes hands when he needs to, and he steals them when he needs to. So why not play every pot?
All right, the flop comes up King 8-5. That's good for Marcelo, hitting his kings.
Yep, great flop for Marcelo.
Nothing happening for Rocco, but look at what is he doing here?
Wow. He's leading right out into the pre-flop razor. This is something you don't see very often at all. I'm certain Marcelo feels like he's got the best hand with the 2 kings. Marcelo just going to call him, though.
Yeah, with a big flop and a very solid kicker. Queen on the turn.
Rocco has a gut shot straight draw now, but obviously must catch a 10 to win this pot. It's the only card he can win with.
He's continuing to bet 175,000 this time.
You just think the guy would have check raised with a flush draw. Certainly if he'd have flopped 2 pair. But Marcelo still not raising, just calling with the 2 kings.
Very interesting. Down to the river we go.
Now the 5 of hearts comes off, so the board pairs and a possible flush is out there.
And now Rocco finally slowing down.
Now Marcelo finally going to bet top pair here.
Yep, 200,000. Rocco with just Jack high. He's just throwing up the white flag, perhaps.
Just the look on his face says he's not going to raise it. But you think he's contemplating a call here? Thinking his opponent might have a straight draw? I mean, that's the only hand he can beat.
Well, I think he's going to lay it down. He's just taking a lot of time here.
Well, why are you posturing? Just throw it away if the guy bets.
They are Italian, Mike. They're dramatic. They take their time. They're passionate. They take it personally, their cards. He's a former account.
Wow, he called him.
Call.
Has to put him on specifically a 6-7 to make that call.
And look at this semi-slow roll here. As Marcelo throws up the king. Oh, man.
Well, Rocco laughs, but very puzzling. Must have put him on exactly a straight draw, Vince. There's no other hand he could call there in that spot.
Yeah.
Very strangely played hand there.
Bad evaluation. Sure. Okay, let's go to the heads-up battle. It continues.
Well, Phil Lock out in front with 906,000. David Williams, 594. And Phil just limping in on the button here with ace high. That's something you don't see often in a heads-up battle.
Calling with 9-8. And the 9 hits on the flop.
Well, David Williams out in front now with the 2 9s. He checks.
41.
So now when Phil's behind in the hand, he bets 41,000. And as you can see, David's calling it.
And we're going to the turn. And
an ace pops off.
Oh,
Phil
wow.
Lock now has the lead with 2 aces. David has checked, and now Phil Lock checks. He's played this hand as about as weird as you would see. Now a jack comes off.
This might work out perfectly, though.
David checks.
87.
Now Phil now bets 87,000. And look at this, Vince. A snap call with 4th pair. 3 diamonds and a possible straight out there. That's something you don't see very often. David just going with his guts. Just didn't put him on the aces since he didn't raise pre-flop or big cards for that matter. Paid him off, and now Phil Lock has over $1 million in chips.
Action on Joe. He's got
600.
just a 10-7, but he's going to make it 600,000 to go.
That's the minimum raise.
Joe makes it 600.
Griffin with a king 6.
Even though the hand doesn't look like much, when you're playing heads up, you just can't throw away king highs every time your opponent makes a min raise.
Yep, he's made the call, and the flop is a ace-10 deuce, so Joe hitting 10s.
But it goes check, check. And a 10 comes off on the turn, giving Joe 3 10s. Griffin checks.
Yep.
And Joe is reaching for betting chips. He's going to bet 700,000 is all. And because he didn't bet on the flop, no way Griffin is going to put him on a pair here. He's going to probably think his king high is the best hand. And he's going to make the call.
Down to the river we go. It's a 3 of hearts.
And again, Griffin checks. Those are $500,000 plaques. And looks like he's getting out about 7 of those. $3.5 million into a $2.7 million pot. And that's what Griffin does not understand. Why is he overbetting so much?
Yep. The overbet actually seduces a little bit more because you're saying this guy's overbetting. He might be bluffing.
It looks like a bluff. The pot only has $2.7 million. That the guy bet $3.5 million.
Oh boy, Griffin's called it.
It's the size of that bet that lured him in there, Vince. No doubt about it.
Perfectly done. Jay, Justin Smith, he's got king 6. And he's just going to call with it.
Well, he limps in on the button, and Moritz happy to see a flop. He's got the 10-9. And he's out flop, Justin. He's taking the lead with 2 9s as it comes Jack 9-3. He's checking. You know, checking to Phil Ivey every time. Won a lot of chips for the German. He's going to try the same strategy here with Justin Smith, and it looks like it's going to work again, Vince.
Yeah, Justin's coming out for a bet. Looks like 350, and he gets the quick call by Moritz.
Well, that should turn the caution lights on for Justin there. Now the board pairs 3s. Well, Moritz is going to check again. And this time, Justin checks right behind him.
Yeah, learned his lesson. The river card, a 4 of hearts.
Well, Moritz quickly reaching for chips now. He's going to bet $550,000. And Vince, even though Justin only has king high here, he knows he could beat a flush draw or a straight draw possibly with that flop of Jack 9-3. And Justin's going to pay him off with king high, but this call is not going to work. Moritz is going to win the pot with 9s up.
Oh, the absolute displeasure of Justin. Moritz Kranich, the king of the checks, does it again.
And when you play against aggressive players, a lot of times that's the right strategy to extract the most chips from your opponent if they're going to bet when you check.
All right, back to the table we go. The antes have gone up to 20,000 blinds, 61-20. Ben Zamani now with ace-jack. And he will go to 240. Tyler with the seductive little 4-5 of hearts.
Well, Tyler can afford to make this call and look at a flop, and that's what he's going to do. Hoping to get lucky to hit a flop that'll end it.
And the flop is an 8-4 deuce. So Tyler out flopping Ben.
If he's got 2 4s, he's checked, and Ben going to make the continuation bet here. $215,000. And Tyler going to make the call. Well, king of spade comes off. Ben now has a flush draw. Now Tyler's going to check, and Ben checks right behind him. Now a 3 comes off. Tyler going to bet $300,000. And Ben, again, thinking about making a hero call. And Vince, what could he possibly beat here other than his opponent had to have specifically a 6-7 to call a bet on the flop? And that's not the case. He shows him 2 4s and wins the pot. Wow. What a bet by Tyler on the river, and a pretty much incredible call by Ben. This guy sleeps good at night, Vince, I can tell you that.